You don't see the camera? My son's just discovering where the camera is. The camera's here, son. No. Thank you. Now you see, guys, how I'm in EV at the moment. I normally force EV mode when I've like stopped at places like this, drive through, or anything like town, suburbs. Even though when it's in HEV, it does do a lot of this on its own, turns the engine off, drives around electric only, but I do it manually because I find that sometimes it still does periodically start the engine when we really don't need it in town area. I also find the car runs most efficiently when you're in town areas like this and you just slow maneuvers. Power is just so much more optimal to run than petrol. I've developed a new habit. Fridays and generally on weekends when I'm not driving around for work reasons, I use sports mode, both HEV and in EV mode, and definitely drives differently. Like, it is noticeably different. The acceleration, the torque, it's hard to explain. It's kind of one of those things where you have to drive it, and you have to drive in eco and normal day to day, and then just switch it to sport mode occasionally, and you can notice a difference straight away in how the pedal position and response is. So the good thing about this 360 camera too, guys, you can use this kind of all the time, which is kind of cool. Even at 100 k's an hour, it's really random. But I have it on for you guys, so you guys, because I don't know how good the angle is looking at the windscreen, but you guys can look at that through there. On the highway, let me just close you. Like, we're in EV still, I'm not foot to the floor, but normally I'll just drive in EV like this, and once I get to the highway, I'll just merge, set my cruise, which in this case is 113, because the speed is about 3-4 k's out. It's auto, because I've got the car in front of me, it's going to automatically adaptively adjust my speed to match its speed, and then I'll just go into HEV just like that, and that's it. And the car will now do what it wants to do. I mean, engine's on, and there's that random swipe, which is why I turn that off and don't let the car manage the auto swiping. I just turn on the auto wipers when it is raining, because it's good to adjust the speed faster and slower and whatnot. But this is part of one of my regular commutes out to Gippsland. I've got to do once a fortnight. So now you guys would have seen earlier. Did you feel that pulling me around on the road? Feel that? It can be real scary if you don't know what's going on. That's not me doing it, that's the steering pulling the car around on the highway. I'm doing, what, 95 k's at the moment. We came through, I drove through the back way on my way out here because I saw some rain clouds coming over the zone where I was driving. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to show you guys how decent the tyres are, the factory tyres are that come with this car, but also how the car kind of handles with its current suspension and how it deals with water pockets on the road. It's actually quite stable. Like, you guys will be quite surprised how stable the car is, and the tyres handle great in the wet. I mean, I've driven with a lot of different brands, a lot of different classes of tyre qualities, and I would say these aren't budget feeling tyres. Can't say much about its wear, like if it's a soft or hard compound. I haven't really looked at that, but 6,000 k's on the clock, and I can just say to you that my experience so far, I've been driving in really heavy torrential rain. I've driven really windy roads, curvy roads, in dry, in wet. I've really been able to open this car up in sports mode, even beyond what you guys would probably likely drive it as, and the tyres handle quite well. I don't know what everyone's complaining about in the general social media community about the tyres being crap. The suspension, I have, like, I'm on the side of it's not as good as it could be, but it's not a deal breaker. I can see though, for people that might be driving this, like might buy this car to do Uber or as a maybe as a hire car service vehicle, your passengers are definitely going to feel the wallowing on the highway. So the best way to put it is in a test drive, okay? When you test drive one of these cars from BYD, you guys aren't actually getting the opportunity to feel what it's like at 100 k's an hour. I don't know where you guys test drive, but where I go, where I did my test drive, I got to do max 70 k's an hour. I think I might have got to do 80 k's an hour, but it wasn't even a constant 80 k's an hour, so I wouldn't have been able to detect the averageness of the suspension, I guess. And for anyone who doesn't know, basically it's quite soft. Too soft probably is the better way to put it. Around town, it's not too bad. Like, you know, the little potholes and stuff around town like that, you feel that, that's great. Like, I think it absorbs that really well. It feels, that dampens really nice from the ground through the tyre, through suspension, to the chassis of the car, into the driver's cabin. As a passenger, it feels great. But on the highway, when you get, in Australia, when you get those dips, the ups and downs, like even marginal ups and downs, like little ones, it wallows quite a few times over a single one, and you can feel it carry on. I have passengers who do get car sick on windy roads like that, especially sporty, windy, sharp roads where you got to slow right down to 30 to get around the bends and speed up back to 60 and slow. And, you know, touring windy roads, that would be great for motorcyclers, but not great for passengers to get car sick. Now, normally those passengers, they don't actually get car sick unless we're in those windy areas. I found on the highway, dead straight highway, front or back seat, the wallowing, it's making them sick. It's not good. The suspension is not tuned for our type of roads, at least here in Melbourne. Our highway roads in Melbourne, no way, not close. But anything up till around about 80k an hour, 90 k's an hour is okay. It's, you know, so it's just that highway drive. Now, the BYD have recently said at the time when I made this video that all Sealion 6s that are coming off the line from around about now have got this new, got like a revised suspension. I don't have the details as to what that is. It'll have something to do with the dampeners, you know, the dampeners, coil, shocks, something along the lines of how it's dealing with progressive compression of the shocks, because it is a passive suspension. It's not a software thing they can fix. So it's not like some of the sports cars you get where they can adjust the magnetic ride and how it responds. It's nothing like that. It's passive suspension, so it physically would need to get changed for something better. For me, I would straight away get this adjusted to be a little bit more stiff, but I'm not going to do that for warranty reasons. I don't want to do that because I don't want to avoid any warranties. I want to see what the warranty process is like, so I can give that to you guys as well, share my experiences to claim a warranty. I haven't had to do that with anything yet. The car's been just perfect, up to, you know, 6,000k, so I'm letting that go. I do hope BYD offer for previous adopters of the Sealion 6 to get the new suspension. Don't mind paying for, you know, the cost of the suspension if that's what it ends up being, if the labor's free, or vice versa, one way or another. Like, I feel like they should come to party a little bit, offer it to people that want it. There's a little cost involved, it'd be done, you know, it'd be happy type thing. But from what I read, BYD isn't going to do this. I don't think EV Direct is even trying to push for it. So that's going to be an interesting video when I can get my hands on a car. I'll probably even go test drive one and talk to BYD Dandenong to see if they'll let me drive up on the highway to test the new suspension when it's here, so I can kind of, you know, as a passenger feel, or driver feel how different it actually is. And I'll make a video for you guys about that when that opportunity arises. But other than that, the braking in the car's good. A lot of people are saying they're coming into roundabouts and the car's doing autonomous emergency braking. I am only finding this if you're really hard on the accelerator and you're trying to take off at a roundabout where you got cars kind of turning towards you. It thinks the car, I think, is going to drive in front of you, so it's automatically applying the brakes. A small software fix will refine that. I've seen in some other Euro cars, rather than on and off for autonomous braking, they actually have thresholds. So it's like aggressive, normal, and very passive. And I've always found with my driving style, because I like to drive and turn and do a bit of this and a bit of that, you know, I like a very low setting for autonomous braking and stability assist and driving aid type thing. So anyway, that aside, I'll continue the conversation in a second. We are just rocking up to Weybridge, and I've always wanted to actually do this on this car. I haven't had that chance yet. So we're rolling onto the Weybridge here. Front and rear axles on. I'm dead on 2.2 tons. So just so you guys know too, this your fuel gauge down here is actually not accurate. You would have seen a test I did recently where I talked about the estimated fuel range. Now mine currently says 855. That actually means that I've got 85.5% fuel, right? So if that says 900 kilometers, it's technically 90% full. That's what that means. The kilometer is not an estimate of how you drive or anything like that. Like if you drive hard in sports mode, that's never going to change. That's just going to go down with a percentage of how much fuel you've got in terms of level in the tank. That's what I figured out. I feel like with they've got the battery that says 51%, they should have the option, and you can actually change the EV to show you how much EV range you've got, but they should have an option to also change the petrol from percentage to range as well. I don't see the point. They may as well just actually remove it completely and just put the percentage of fuel remaining. I think that's misleading, and BYD have gone really cheap doing it that way. Anyway, let's get going, because I'm pretty sure someone else will want to use the Weybridge. Actually, do you guys want to know? Is anyone here? No one's here. Actually, what I might quickly do, I might just show you guys something. Well, not show, but let's have a look. The rear axle. So my front wheels are off the bridge. So just my rear axle right now, it's reading on the bridge only, we're getting 1 ton precisely. So let's go back, and I'll give you the front wheels only. I think I'm off it. Yep. So the front wheels only, 1.2. So that's what's making up. The front axle's got 1.2 ton of weight. The rear axle's got 1 ton, which makes up the 2.2 that you're seeing when I'm on the bridge as a whole. That's interesting, I suppose, to know, because once you put stuff in the trunk, you know, you're gonna be close to 1.2 front, 1.3 front to 1.1, 1.2 at the back, I suppose. But there you go. There's some Weybridge information for you, in case you ever wanted to know about that. And that is with 85% fuel in the car. Just me, I weigh about 90 kilos, and there's nothing in my boot other than a laptop bag, and no other accessories or anything like that. And it is raining here in Melbourne right now. So let's get some power, foot to the floor. Oh, whoa, there's a pocket. Foot to the floor again. Onto the highway. Very quick to get up to speed, but you feel the traction. It's got good traction to the ground. That full, 200-ish kilowatts coming out. They rate it at 238 kilowatts combined with electric motors and the petrol motor. I don't truly believe that's right. It doesn't feel like that, but it definitely has about that 500 Newton meters of torque that they claim. I'm feeling that. Very, very same kind of pull that you get out of the late V8 Commodores that used to come out. I'm very, very familiar with those, that torque, like that level of torque out of a standard V8 Commodore before they, you know, disappeared. In case you didn't know, guys, I am actually a Holden fan. I'm very disappointed that we lost Holden, but these are the times we live in. You can't not move on with technology and, you know, what's going on with what's available in the car market. I'm not a greenie. I'm not like this person that says you need to go to electric cars, you use everything electric. I just believe that I think there is a space for electric cars, and I think it's very dependent on the person. It really depends on you guys, what you're looking for. I couldn't have a full EV. I've explained this before in another video because of my random spontaneous driving that I might have to do for the work I do, for my business that I run. I might have my usual 150, 200 kilometer days, but out of nowhere I could get a call and suddenly I'll have to start driving 2, 3 hours, 4 hours away. And if I don't have the range, it's pain. Even if with fast charging, you know, your 100 kilowatt charging, like, sure, you can pump DC 100 kilowatt charging at a fast charge station, but how close am I to it? Are they available? Are they available now? Are they, you know, a lot of times I've seen that they're out of order sometimes, or it just could be something that will delay me, which would cause a problem in my line of work. So this car is really ticking all the boxes I wanted. What I researched and what I've got in the first 6,000 Ks of driving, fabulous. I couldn't have asked for a better car for something that's new to the market and something in this price range. Like, guys, less than $60,000, all this, you just can't, you just don't get that value for money these days. You just don't. I guess, yep, said it again, I'll say it before, say it again. We don't know about warranties, we don't know about durability. I get it. Time will tell. But I am a happy BYD owner at this stage. But man, right now I've got my heated seats. I'm on cruise. Just enjoying the drive home. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit different this video. Don't forget, consider subscribing if you've got some value out of this video. Trying to get to 500 subscribers. We get there, that means that we can finally get the YouTube partner up on this channel, so we can start giving you guys the option to chip in for a coffee. I love my coffee, and I'll get some more videos out to you guys about something. I'm going to run out of things though eventually, just remember that. I mean, there's only so much we can do on the car before you've got everything covered.